The village of Banpo on the Wei River continues to thrive. But ill health threatens, and the villagers begin to grow restless for lack of entertainment. It is fortunate that wise herbalists can now proffer their remedies to the townsfolk, and talented musicians can provide relaxing tunes. At the kiln, clay can now be fashioned into fire-hardened ceramics. The end product is not only beautiful, but will be much appreciated if offered in homage to the creator goddess Nuwa.
G'day guys, welcome back to Emperor episode number 3. We're heading, I believe, back into Banpo yet again. Let's have a quick look. Yep, we are still back into Banpo, and there are a whole bunch of other things that we can now provide for our people. And we can now start to move on to industry. And there we go, we can actually see how many people I need now. Now the interesting thing here is changing the tax rate actually changes how many workers I have available. So if I am in a pinch, I can actually bump up the wage rate, and I now gained I gained 13 people. 2 I was short before, and we now have 11 unemployed people. For now I'll just drop that back down to normal, and probably throw in just a couple of houses up here for the time being. And I think I'll beautify this up. Actually there we go, we've got residential walls. What I'm inclined to do this time is to actually, it's a horrible thing to do, I will need to get rid of that. Now I'll lose a lot of food from that, as well as any hemp that was currently stored in there. But what I can do though is start throwing down different residential walls. Let's pick the red one to start with. So I'll throw that there, and this is going to be closed to everybody except to market employees. So now I may even have to move that particular warehouse and see if that'll fit. The market square does still fit it. Excellent. So I can throw down a roadblock there. I can put down required shops, the food and the hemp shop, and then they will allow them to go through and look after all these people in there. Now while I'm at it, I can actually continue building the red wall. I can actually go right around here. Let's give them a little bit of space. Thank you. And I can actually build this around the entire area, and that'll allow them to... I'm going to have to destroy some of these gardens. That'll actually block off any negative things. So I could build the dirtiest, most polluting factory right here next to it, and this wall will actually block the negative impact from going in. So residential walls can be very, very nice. Now I actually tend to use them quite a lot for my, just sort of to differentiate all my different housing blocks. So I have the red wall, I might have the grey wall, and another housing block. I'll do the tan wall for another housing block, and possibly the brown wall last. You can mix and match them, but I like to keep them all nice and separate. Okay, for these people to evolve, they're going to require music. That can be taken care of quite easily with a music school right here. Now what that'll do is send out a little walker, and we'll go out to the common market square, send them out to all the different market squares I may have, and you can see them there playing their little instrument. Now what this does, it now means that this guy here, the peddler here, is actually able to go through, and well, actually possibly it's the announcer. Yes, I think it is actually the announcer. It's a separate walker will then come out and provide entertainment to all these people as they pass them. So we'll require herbalists as well, which comes under safety, which is health. So herbalists, they are... whatever, I'll just go there, I don't care so much about feng shui. Watchtower, I don't think we'll need just yet. Now the herbalists will walk around and look after all these people, stop them from getting sick. The other thing we need to provide is ceramics, so we can build some kilns. Now clay pits can go pretty much anywhere that there is water. I don't think they can go on this dry stuff down here, but anywhere where there is a little bit of groundwater, you can see the difference in groundwater between here and here. Anywhere there is a little bit of groundwater, they can go down and work. So I'm going to throw them up here and produce some pottery, some ceramics as they call them, for storage down here. And here we're having our first problem. Because the city jumped over before I was ready to leave the last one, we didn't actually have enough millet stored up. So we've got a lot of game meat coming in here to feed our people, but we haven't got the millet to make the plain food. So people have food, but they are beginning to devolve. So we need to get our farmhouse out here working. So you can see I've also thrown down a little bit of a ceramics production facility here. What I may need to do is actually go in here and prioritize agriculture. I think I'll put agriculture up higher. I will put industry lower. You can see this is a much better way of doing it than previously in Pharaoh. So this should hopefully keep everything taken care of. Industry, I'm happy to let suffer for a while we work on everything else. Okay, and here we go. Happy New Year. So the New Year's ticked over, which is Chinese New Year. So it's in February, March, give or take. And that'll allow me to, if I have music festival and entertainers available, I can actually spend a little bit of money. It's my cash up there. I can spend a little bit of money and they will go off and celebrate. The other thing to take note of is that it is now the year of the rabbit. Now, I picked the year of the rabbit as my thing. There are, I believe, 12. I think there's 12 different zodiac signs. So every 12 years, every time the rabbit comes around, I can now pick a benefit of some sort. Now, reduced building costs, I don't need. I'm not going to be building anything. Defense is of no use to me. Special gifts can be interesting, but at this point in the game, I don't think it's really worth it. It tends to be things like animals and various things for my zoo and menagerie that I can build later. So for now, we're going to take an improved production yield and our beautiful millet fields and all kilns and clay pits will now have a bonus. So that's great. It'll give us the food we need as well as the clay and pottery, or ceramics as they call it. And there you go. That's that guy going around having a little festival, keeping everyone happy. And finally able to level our people back up again. This will give us a much better chance to get everything done. We have still a hell of a lot of unemployment and I'll need to be able to drop this down shortly. But once we get more immigrants in these new houses, the spacious dwellings, then we'll be able to head on. You can see here that we require appetizing food. We can't actually get appetizing food, can we? Let's just have a quick look. Hemp, millet, hunters. No, so we can only get... These guys can't level up any further. So what is my requirement? Aha, require 2 months of heroes. So I've got the required number of people in the spacious dwellings. The other thing is that it's not just like Pharaoh, we had some columns that you had to fulfill. This time there are often more variety in the missions. So we need 2 months worth of heroes. Now to get that, we can actually get Noir here. We need her for 2 months. So if we make her really, really happy, she will actually come and become part of our city. So what I can do is send off a hell of a lot of game meat to her. Let's give her... actually, should give her a lot of game meat. That's very easy for me to get. So we'll send off 8 haunches of that. Now, it's a very low value good, so she only becomes contented, even though we gave her a large gift. Ceramics are a much better gift, but we're still waiting for those to come on in. So next month, hopefully we'll have enough workers, and we can start pumping out our ceramics. Okay, here we are in June. We can send off to Noir again. We're going to send off 4 crates of ceramics, and you'll see she's gone right up to pleased. Now, that's not quite enough to bring her into the city, but if we keep going a little bit longer, we should be able to get her in. And here we go with enough ceramics now to throw down a big, great offering to her. We'll send it off, and she's now joyful. At some point in the near future, we should get her. There we go. We're now worthy of an ancestral hero. We should get her to just appear. It should be a giant, tall, monstery person who just appears out of nowhere. And here we go. Noir has arrived. Let's go to site of event up here. Now that flag is where, kind of like the building placement, that's where she will start from and patrol. I can move this flag around. There's a really weird voice. Now we can do a few things with her. How do I... Oh, over here. So you can change where she patrols. Now I believe every god or goddess does a different thing. So ancestral coverage. How do we figure out what Noir does? So halves the building cost of clay pits, hunters' tents, and all this kind of stuff when she's in the city. And she's also a diviner, so she works as a walker, anyone she passes, as well as being an inspector. So in an emergency, we can send her off somewhere to cover something until we get a building to cover it ourselves. Again, this is generally a pretty crap service. The gods in this game I don't like very much, but it's good enough. She can also bless an inspector's tower to evolve it, which lets them send out 2 inspectors. But again, you can do that by just increasing the beauty of the area, putting a couple of gardens around it or something similar. The other thing to cover is that while she's here, she will actually burn through her joy meter, whatever you want to call that, a hell of a lot quicker. So she'll need more regular gifts in order to keep her here. So we're going to burn through, give her another gift of ceramics. We'll give a smaller one this time, a medium one. And that'll just keep her exalted, so she's extra happy now, and she won't just disappear from the city. And once that 2 months is up, we should...
Good job. The arrival of the herbalists and musicians have certainly improved the lifestyle of your villagers. Their spacious new dwellings are a big improvement and are much appreciated.
And there we go, that is mission 3 of Banpo. We're ready to head on to the next one shortly. If you do indeed enjoy this content, make sure, as always, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe if you've not already done so. I've been Blxz. Take care, guys. I'll see you around.